All right, let's be real. You've had that dream, right? That little spark of a business idea that you just know could change everything. But then, life happens. The doubts start to creep in, the excuses pile up, and suddenly that dream gets shoved onto the someday pile. Well, guess what? In this explainer, we are pulling someday right into this weekend. So before we even start, we've got to get real about what's actually holding us back. You've got the dream, for sure, but you've also got the doubts. Let's just, you know, drag them out into the open. Let's name them so we can finally start to conquer them. I mean, do any of these sound familiar? I just don't have enough time. Or, it's way too risky. My favorite is, I just need to do a little more research first. Come on. These are the classic mental roadblocks that keep so many of us, so many wantrepreneurs, stuck at the starting line. And look, they feel super real, they feel totally valid, but at the end of the day, they're just excuses. But here's the big question. What if you could build a system to just smash through those fears and launch a business not in 6 months, not in a year, but in a single 48-hour weekend? That's the wild promise we're going to dig into today, all based on the work of Noah Kagan. Okay, so the very first step, it's not about spreadsheets or business plans. Nope. It's about a total mindset shift that Noah Kagan calls creator's courage. And our guide for this whole thing? Well, he's someone who knows a lot about failure. Yeah, that's Noah Kagan. He was employee number 30 at Facebook. Think about that. He literally had a ticket to the Billionaires Club, and he lost it, got fired. He was, as you can imagine, totally devastated. But here's the thing. That massive failure, it ended up being freeing. It liberated him from the fear of doing things his own way and just lit this fire under him. It's the ultimate proof that failure isn't the end. Man, a lot of the time, it's the real beginning. So after coaching thousands and thousands of students, Noah realized something huge. It wasn't a lack of skill or smarts that was holding people back. It all boiled down to these two primal fears. First, the fear of starting. That's the one that keeps you researching and planning forever. And then there's the fear of asking, which stops you cold from actually getting your first customer. These, right here, are the real dragons you've got to slay. So the antidote to these fears is what he calls creator's courage. And look, it's not about being fearless. Nobody is. It's about being willing to run small, kind of messy experiments. Success isn't about nailing it on the first try. It's just a byproduct of the sheer number of things you're willing to try. Period. Okay, so here is your first experiment, like right now. It's a tiny little action designed to just break the inertia of that fear of starting. Pull out your phone. Seriously, do it. Text a friend, your mom, anyone, and ask them for a $1 investment in your future business. I know, it sounds simple, maybe even a little silly, but trust me, getting that first dollar is a massive symbolic game changer. It makes the whole thing feel real. All right, now for the fear of asking. The next time you're getting a coffee, just ask for 10% off. That's it. You're going to feel awkward, your heart might start pounding. Do it anyway. Noah's dad was a copier salesman, and get this, he used to aim for 100 rejections a week because he knew that hidden inside all those no's were a few golden yeses. This challenge, it's not about the discount. It's about building your ask muscle and learning that hearing the word no, well, it won't actually kill you. So before you start dreaming about $1 million, you need a goal that's way more immediate, way more motivating. And that's your freedom number. It's not some pie-in-the-sky dream. No, it's the exact monthly income you need to cover your expenses and live the life you actually want. This simple number makes your goal concrete, totally attainable, and yeah, kind of urgent. And just look at how simple Noah's original freedom number was. Just $3,000 a month. That's it. That was his version of freedom. 1,000 for housing, 1,000 for food and travel, and 1,000 for savings. All of a sudden, the goal isn't this scary get-rich thing. It's make $3,000 a month. Man, that feels possible, right? So what's your number? All right. You've built up some courage. You've got your target in your sights. Now it's time for the quest itself, the step-by-step game plan to launch your business this weekend. The whole weekend, honestly, just boils down to these 3 steps. It's that simple. 1, find a problem. Notice I said problem, not idea. Start with a pain point someone has. 2, craft a really simple solution. And 3, this is the most important part, validate. That means you get paid by pre-selling your solution before you even build it. And listen, this right here is the golden, non-negotiable rule of this whole process. Validation is not when your friend says, "Oh, that's a cool idea." Validation is when someone physically pulls out their wallet and pays you. Your one mission for the weekend is to find 3 people who will give you real, actual money for your solution. Okay, so the big question, does this stuff actually work in the real world? Well, Noah put it to the ultimate test. His students challenged him to create a brand new business and make $1,000 in profit in just 24 hours. And the idea they picked for him? Beef jerky.
Now this is the perfect example of the process in action. His first thought was, okay, I'll sell individual bags of jerky. But at $5 profit per bag, he'd need 200 sales. That is a massive mountain to climb in 24 hours. So he pivoted. Instead of 1 bag, he sold a 6-month subscription to local offices. Boom! The profit per sale jumped to $30. Now he only needed 33 sales. See how the goal just became so much more achievable? And the result? By focusing on a much better model and just relentlessly asking for the sale, he made $1,135 in profit in less than a day. The system? Well, it works.
So you see, the whole journey starts with just $1, a single weekend quest. But it definitely doesn't end there. This process isn't just about launching one business, it's about building a skill, a repeatable system that can take you all the way to your freedom number and way beyond.
You know, in the end, it all comes down to this really powerful idea from Steve Jobs. The difference between the people who just dream and the people who actually do, it's super simple. The doers act. They pick up the phone, they ask, they are willing to face rejection to find out what's real. Look, you have the exact same 48 hours in your weekend as everyone else. And now you have the framework. You have the tools to punch fear right in the face. So the only question left really is, what are you going to create?